Thanks to joining this webinar. We are going to talk about how to enter into the corporate art market. Okay, and so a little bit about me. If it's the first time we met with each other, I'm Patty. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Rev Art, and usually I will say I do a lot of random things as well, but I'm not an artist. I'm more as an art advocate and curator. So which spent past 80 years actually supporting artists. So our company, Rev Art, is a platform to advance artists' careers through technology. So we offer, art inventory management system, and also we have a lot of projects about public art, corporate project opportunities, and also we run alternative spaces. We have a permanent gallery in San Francisco now, which is over 6,000 square feet. And also, as I mentioned, many artists, many of you guys, we kind of know each other for a really long time. That's what I'm really proud of. We are also an artist community. So before I start today's presentation, I kind of want to understand why you guys are here. Okay, put your answer in the chat and to let us know, do you think selling to the corporate is hard? Why is that? And what do you want to learn from this webinar? I will pause a little bit and see what kind of answers do we have. Okay, Crystal said it's not sure, but just from instinct, do you think selling to the corporate is hard or not? Or you think it's just it's an easy process? What do you guys think? Especially compared to selling to the individuals. Okay, okay, cool. So some of folks like never approached the corporate before. So, okay. Lounges, hospitals, definitely. Okay, Pooja said it is hard to sell to the corporate. Okay, so feel free to drop your thoughts, continue in the chat. But I would say selling to the corporate is pretty different from selling to the individual clients, right? Individual clients is usually you just involving one person, probably like two person, a family, right? Usually the husband and wife, they need to discuss with each other, but that's the only the person you need to handle with. But a corporate is very, very different. You need to handle with a lot of more folks, and there are a lot of more people like in this kind of chain of making decisions. So we were, describe like how to approach to those corporate art market. So we will have like 5 sections today. And really, first of all, as some of you have never, entered or talked with corporate before, we're going to talk about a little bit over brief about this market, why it is important, and how to sell and what to sell. Okay, so let's start with the overview of the corporate art market. So why corporate art, like corporates are buying art? So for personal, like individual, if I buy an artwork, it can be very personal decision. I might be because I'm a close friend, let's say with Elizabeth. And so I really want to support her, right? I know her for years, and that's why I want to buy a painting, which I like, and also support her. Or because it's a birthday occasion and I want to give something special to Vivian, so that's why I buy an artwork. But corporate, they're buying art very differently from individual. So the first of all, many of them buy for decoration. They have lobbies, they have beautiful office, right? It's kind of showing who they are. So that's why decoration and style is kind of one biggest reason why they buy art. And also for branding. So let's say if a tech company, because I'm based in Bay Area, we do have a lot of tech companies like Meta, Google, Campus, like all those big companies. They do buy artwork as well. And they also hire mural artists actually, to paint on their campus. Why is that? Because they need some like, murals, like really kind of rebellion. It's kind of represent who they are. And also some companies, they want to, either to do resales or they want to differentiating with their competitors, right? They treat it as an investment as well. Or some companies, they say, hey, we want to connect with our local community. We want to be involved with the local art community as well. Others can be engaged with clients and visitors. A lot of law firms do that because when you see a very expensive artwork in a law firm, the first response from the client is, okay, this law firm looks like very legit, and seems like of course they might charge a lot, but seems like they're very decent law firm. So that's what kind of interaction. That's why the law firms want to buy artworks. And some are also for like employee well-being. It's more like, for the healthcare, and, they want to create this kind of welcoming and soothing environment for their employees or for their patients, such as in the hospital. Investment legacy is also a very important thing. Let's say, many companies like Rockefeller and Deloitte, JP Morgan, they all have their own art foundations as well. Not only because they want to buy something nice, right, to decorate their office, they also like to invest, also create kind of a legacy. They have their own museums, they have their own collections to show a certain social status of them as well. Of course, there are some corporate just want to symbolize success. We do see that from some unicorn companies, once they got funding or got IPO, they begin to buy expensive, artwork and luxury decorations, etc., just to show they are successful. So that's why the corporate, sorry about that, I think we missed a page, which I do want to show you guys. So I also want to show you guys the why you guys come to the right place today, okay? Why the corporate art market is important, because global corporate art market is estimated at 1.7 billion annually. This data is from 2023. So it will continue to grow. So the whole market of the art market is around like 60 billion. Corporate art market is not like the major chunk, but still it consumes a very big chunk of the art market. And also this data is like very hard to find, and the only data source I can find is in the 90s, but I assume now more companies have art collections as well. But in the 90s, already estimated from surveys that over 50% of Fortune 500 companies are actively building corporate art collections. And another thing is, if your artwork is connected with those big Fortune 500 companies, like let's say Louis Vuitton, Google, right? You cannot link your name with someone really have good reputation, everyone knows. And people begin to think, okay, what's happening here? Is this artist going to be famous? And this artist must be a big deal. So that's how other people's perception on you. That's why selling to the corporate is sometimes can bring you additional value, not only just about the sales itself, right? If you're selling a piece to a friend, or at the same time, or you can sell to Morgan Stanley, of course, like selling to Morgan Stanley give you a more like social status, okay? And also a lot of corporation we talked with, they're very interested in supporting and showcasing like new talents, like upcoming artists and local artists. So it's a new trend. Since I assume most people in our group today are more upcoming artists. So you guys need to watch out, try to grab this opportunity. Okay, so after understanding kind of brief overview of the corporate art market, let's understand who are the players in this market. Okay, so what kind of companies are buying art? I know I kind of name dropping a lot of companies just now, but let's categorize them. okay, and why they're buying artwork. So the first category is the corporate office and buildings. Okay, they are doing the commercial real estate or real estate business. Why are they buying art? They want to have like decoration and for branding. Let's say I'm the tallest, I own the tallest building in New York. I probably want to be like more high end, right? So I attract high end retail brand to rent my space, or I can have Fortune 500 company to rent my space in at the office. So that's why those like, decoration and branding become very important for them, and who are making those decisions to buy the artwork. So usually it can be the owner, especially if it's a small company, and HR sometimes will be involved in making purchase decisions as well, and also interior designers and architect, especially for those like huge office buildings or shopping malls. They have different companies working on the same building, and so they will hire interior designers and architect to design the project in the very beginning. For example, I personally have been involved in one of the tallest building. Like, we work with one of the most famous architect firm, and we wanted very high end because it's very tall building. It's 15 billion investment, and so in the beginning we already think, okay, one important element of this building is art. So we need some like those big installations. So when we design the building, we already consider that, even wall, how many paintings can be hang on the wall, for the structure analysis. So this is for the corporate office and building. And another firm is law firm and consulting firms. Usually they serve, right, big companies, Fortune 500 companies, or very wealthy individuals. I'm saying like, those kind of big law firms. And why they want to buy art? First of all, they want to decorate. They also want to symbolize their success. For example, for consulting firm, BCG does have art collection as well. They want to show, to say, hey, first of all, we're doing super good, right? Why are we doing super good financially? Because we have a lot of clients paying us a lot of money, and we use the money to buy artwork, create this kind of awesome, like high-end feeling for our clients. So that's why they're buying those artwork to decorate their spaces. And who are they making those decisions? The same thing, usually it's the owner, HR, and interior designers and architect. Another group of people is the tech companies and also startups. They become very popular in the recent years because all tech companies and startups, they will say, we're creative. You know what? Who are the creative person, right? Others are the most creative person in the group. And so that's why when they buy art, they're not only doing their decoration or symbolize the success, they also consider the employees' well-being. They want their employee to be creative as well, to be inspired by the others, different like kind of mindset, have like some new ideas, think out of the box. So the people who are making decisions almost is the same from the last two group. And because many tech companies, especially in the beginning, is very small, and so their owner plays a very, very important role. Some CEOs or founder, they might be very successful personally, and they are big art advocate. So it's very common for us to see when they have their own company and they financially doing very well for their company, they will buy artwork for their office or for the company as well. Okay, and financial institute and some developer is also, a group of the people we want to talk about. And a financial institute such as, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, all those folks, they have different products, finance products as well, right? very important thing is you want to since you want to manage money of other persons, you want to be sure you are very successful for doing that. So that's why buying artwork is kind of gives them this social status. And also because they're doing the investment, so they understand investing in art, which is art investment can give really good return, especially during when we have the inflation rate high, etc. It's a good asset. So that's why they were also be serious about art investment and create a legacy. And buying art, purchasing art can give a lot of tax benefit as well. Since those people are financial institutes, they know how to play the game. So of course, they will leverage that for their tax benefit as well. And the person who are making decisions is either the owner or the partner, because many financial institutions, probably they don't only have one owner or one CEO. They're more like a partner relationship company. So certain partner might be more supportive for buying artwork, and also asset or project manager might also be interested in purchasing artwork. And of course, interior designer and architect that plays a very important role. Multifamily building might buy that as well. They buy it for branding and differentiation from competitors, especially if the building to say, hey, we want to be more high end. Our rent is let's say 20% higher than other buildings around us. Why is that, right? So they want to differentiate themselves. Of course, they will have better decoration, bigger room, better service. That's how they have the kind of this legit reason to raise their price and to target more premium customers. So people who are making decisions usually are another group of people showing up, which is the marketing manager. So because it's more for the branding, so sometimes the marketing manager, they do have some power to buy artwork as well for the company. Okay, and shopping mall, department stores, they will buy sometimes as well for branding and differentiation from competitors. Very different things they will do is engage with clients and visitors. You can see, especially for digital artists or installation, you can notice many will happen in a shopping mall. Let's say it's a projection work, right? Probably it's a performance during the holiday season. So that's why they want to do that. And most are kind of public art projects, and who are making decisions to buying that usually is a marketing manager, their CMO, or the PR firm who is providing those marketing strategies for them. Co-working space might do that as well, and they want to differentiate from their competitors, and also it's good for their brandings as well. The people is making decisions here usually is the marketing manager, because their agenda is very, very different. They probably don't care about art investment, because many co-working space, they rent space from landlord as well. So it's more important for them to have some artwork, to make their space look good. Yeah, Clean is one of our clients. What would they do is they do, they rent spaces from big developer, and then they kind of renovate into different those kind of cubics and working zones, and they incorporate the artwork as well. Most are print because they want to be different, and also they have murals, indoor murals, to be creative, because most of their clients are tech companies, and apparently those companies don't want to handle all those, but they want a nice space. So that's why Clean is in charge of that. They work with us and to buy artwork because they want to be different from their competitors. Some boutique hotels and restaurants will be by that as well, especially those high-end, let's say Michelin restaurant. They're buying, first of all, it's all about experience, right? The hotels, the hospitality industry. So they want to differentiate them from their competitors, and also they want to engage the clients and visitors and try to attract clients, the right clients. And also who are making those decisions. It can be the owner, because some restaurant or bar is owned by small group of people. So the owner makes the decision for everything. If it's a boutique hotel, probably the project is much, the asset is much more bigger. And so usually the people can make decision might involve marketing manager, project manager, even interior design and architect. The funny thing is, so all the many master artists we know today, like Picasso and Keith Haring, they all have done projects for restaurants and club, those places. So here is some like clients like we want to mention, such as, Quark Hotel, which is located in Virginia, mostly southeast part of the United States. Rosewood is their 6-star, like very high-end hotels. They purchase like very good collections as well. W Hotel and also 21C museum hotels. Their focus is art. Right, that's why they're different from other just a normal like Marriott or Hyatt hotel. Okay, so hospitals, as some of our attendances mentioned, they do buy artworks as well. They buy it for decoration and also for well-being. And usually they prefer work is more soothing and photography work or abstract work. There is a certain study to mention actually, engaging in artwork, like, in the process, but also just a viewing surrounded by artwork will help with our mental health and let us feel like less pain. All those, there are a lot of studies to support those points. And so people who are making decisions, besides owner and interior designer, another group of people is the foundation. So many hospitals might be owned by big financial group or by public sectors as well. So usually that's why they have a separate foundation to buy, let's say, artwork or like other expensive assets. Home decoration retailers might be another one, so that's why we asked this question as an icebreaker question, like what is your favorite home decoration brand? They buying is because of course they want to differentiate from competitors, right? If we all selling I don't know, this cup or like utensil at home, then apparently it doesn't matter whether we go to RH or we go to IKEA. So that's why they want something different, right? They collaborate with artists, not only buy art, but also license art. Let's say they probably design different utensils, have different artists design the cups or, other decorations. So the person you need to talk to is the product manager, because they are in charge of what kind of product they want to release and what kind of the art they want to resell. So IKEA, for example, run art list projects as well. Every year they invite some famous artists they like, to do a collection with them together. And they also collaborate with a group of students, with the kids, to design their toys as well. Fashion brands will also do the same thing. Their incentive can be very similar to home decoration brands, because they are all like retail brands. And so it's not only just for the products, even for the packaging, right? So when Louis Vuitton work with a lot of artists, like every year, Louis Vuitton will invite artists, not only buy their artwork or resell their artwork, they might invite artists to co-create with the fashion designer, or create special packaging for for their goods, or just a shopping bag, etc. So if you want to go this route, you need to talk with the product manager, merchandise manager, PR firm, marketing agencies, and the design firm. Those kind of person you need to end up working together with. Government is another sector. Public sector is very, very important. Why do they want to buy art? Because it's very good for the city. first of all, and also they can, pass tax revenue of the city to support local artists, which can benefit the city in the long term. And many cities in the United States, they do have this program like which we call like 1% or 1.5% invest art investment fund. The idea is, so if you are a developer, if you buy a land, for example, in San Francisco, if you invest 1 million, then 1% of it will be, being taxed. So you have to pay 1,000K, and to pay for the government, and the government will use that fund to purchase art to decorate the city. Sometimes the government will have the luxury to just say, okay, you can choose for the corporate, you can choose not to pay us, but you need to spend that amount of money to buy artwork. You can decide where you want to put in your property. You just need to show the receipt to us. So that's kind of why also you see a lot of shopping like buildings, they're buying artwork, because it might also push by the government. So who are making those decisions? If the government is not making those properties to make their own decision, it's more like their own the government will kind of collect the money in a whole and invest by themselves. Usually there will be a city committee and art foundation. So you can, if you go to the government website, your local government website, you can search the city art fund. You probably can find some gems there. And other industries, so we will not spend a lot of time discussing them here, but I want to mention entertainment industry can be good one as well, like film, posters, tailor, album cover. We have amazing artists we know from our network, and she really got very famous and popular by collaborating with Apple. So she connected her name with her Apple. Now she has her own company, which hires 5 full-time employees. Think like how big she grows into. And media, newsletter, newspaper can be another thing. Washington Post, New York Times, all those medium, like national mediums, they do hire artists to to take photos or like by illustration or certain topics. And so some artists just focus on those as well. And nonprofit organizations is they will do charity events, they might do fundraising. It depends on how you negotiate with them. Sometimes you can sell your artwork to them as well. So to summarize, we kind of mentioned a lot of industry, and we mentioned a lot of people of making the purchase in corporate to buy art. So that's why approaching corporate client is very time consuming or like a big headache, is because you might handling with a lot of folks. But to summarize, you need to talk with facility management team, human resource department, marketing branding team, corporate art consultants and advisors. Some companies, they will hire individual, or like even they have internal role for art consultants or like advisors, even have the curators, okay? And also corporate leadership like CEO, COO, sometimes they have really big kind of purchase power. They're more the person like make decisions in company who say, hey, I want to work with this artist, I want to buy this artwork, so the company will follow. Yeah. So I want to ask this question and pause for like 30 seconds. We kind of go around so many clients in the past like 20 minutes. Which client do you want to target if you are interested in the corporate market? Okay. While we're waiting, okay. Yeah, we have, okay. Okay, restaurant could be a fun challenge. Yes. Yeah, foundations. Foundations is usually it's much harder route, because foundations, they care more about your resume. Usually you need to handle a committee. You are not only convincing one people, you need to convince a group of people who are making decisions. But if you are focused on foundations, focus on building out your art resume, have all those kind of connections and, you know, connect your name with big celebrity or big organizations, we're happy to reach there. Restaurants, yes, restaurants can be a very fun challenge, and somehow it might be a little bit easier because if you know the owner, if you know, even for some time you just if you go to that restaurant or cafe or bar very often, you know, you can just propose to say, hey, I have this amazing artwork, and how about I give to you, like, you know, for several months. If you like it, you keep it, pay me. If you don't like it, I take it home. So it can be a little bit trick we usually do with our sales. Real estate, law firm, home decoration, yes. So those need very interesting, and those are very big market. Yeah. Hotels. Okay, so it seems like we have like all those diverse interests, which is very good because we are talking about what to sell. Okay, before we talk about how to sell, we want to talk about what to sell. First of all, is art the only thing you can sell to the corporation? I mean, the art piece, the actual physical piece. Do you think that's the only thing we can sell to the corporation? Yes, we can do prints. Okay, I will. Yeah. So the answer is no. I kind of mentioned a little bit earlier as well. There are several things you can do with the corporate. Of course, you can sell the artwork, and you can sell the installation, original artwork. You can do commission artwork as well. You can do print, but also you can sell your copyright or license your copyright. Okay, and you can do commission with the licensing, or you can do event, like workshop, art event, art therapy, especially if you don't have strong connection with those corporations yet. You can, you know, to say, how about I do a workshop here? You know, once they begin to know you, once those company like really want to support you, see what they're doing, and there are better chance they will purchase something from you. Okay, yeah, so there is a good one to say, can I sell my stories? Yes, you can do that. And we do have artists, we do have them to sell their talks or stories in Fortune 500 companies as well. We have a middle career artist called Noah Scanling, one of my favorite artists. He has amazing workshop about how to be creative, and Google hired him to give a talk to, you know, senior management team, and for over 10,000 just for give this 1 hour talk. And he has been invited by a lot of those kind of big tech conference as well. They're getting paid just to give the talk. Some other artists might be do like therapy, you know, so you need to have something to offer to about your story. It can be therapy, inspirational story, something like that, or like workshop. That's usually like, you know, the things we encourage you to do. And of course you can do like benefits, like discount or special event to say, how about I host you know, small corporate event in my gallery, in my studio. And people like that because they, to be honest, many people have never seen a studio of an artist, and they feel like artists are kind of most mysterious people in the world if you work for the corporate, because they're kind of in different worlds from us. And so some style, I want to be realistic for you guys. If you want to sell the artwork, some typical style the corporate prefer. Okay, abstract art, because it's kind of this year's like contemporary art become very, very popular. Abstract art, it can fit into a lot of interior design, and also minimalism and geometric art. So that's why it become popular these days. And photography can be a very interesting one as well. Landscape, if you want to do landscape, you need to focus on specific city. Let's say if you want to sell to a corporate in New York, right? You probably want to have landscape more about New York rather than have a landscape about Singapore. And some print, special print, monochromatic, because they are super good to fit in the modern design. So it's become very popular in the corporate purchase as well. Digital art might be popular, especially depends on if you collaborate with shopping malls or like tech companies. They're more like edging and they want a little bit more engaging content as well. So that's why they like digital artwork. Typography is more popular among especially like, you know, those kind of younger company, younger brand, fashion brand have like statement or something like that. Mixed media is a perfect art style, art medium for those like those lobbies, hospitals, you know, for those kind of big space. And so pop-up style, I want to mention pop-up style, why I highlight here, because in creating a mural and street art, is it possible to sell to the corporate? The answer is yes, but you need to find the right audience. Will Morgan Stanley financial institution buy pop-up art? Probably no, unless you're Jeff Koons, you know, your art become millions, it's become an investment. But will a tech company buy pop art? Probably yes, because they want something more different, really show who they are, right? So if you want to do mural, usually you should target local artists, especially if you don't have, if you're not like international famous. Like to define international famous, usually it's more checking how many followers you have, whether you have been got a PR press from major medias, etc. And also some brands, let's say fashion brands, they are doing their sneakers or like younger customers or Gen Z generation, they will be more into the pop art style. Asian market, because their collector is much younger. Most collector, like the art buyer here in the United States, is age 45 to 65, while in Asia is 30 to 45. So that's why pop art is more welcome or more popular in that market. And also if it's an immersive art project, which is like Mel Wolf, all those projects, of course, it's more like an art playground. So that's why it become popular with their pop-up style. Other art type, usually public art or immersive art, and usually commission artwork, but you need to get something like ready to show you have done similar, or you have a prototype, you know, to have the potential client to visualize how it will look like. And because public art and immersive art usually is a big project, and so that's why it's always like commissioned. Examples of immersive art, so like, you know, projection artwork, those can be immersive. Let's say I like this organization a lot called Mel Wolf. So personally, I did something similar of my own project as well. So that is kind of the whole house is full of artwork. You kind of, everything you touch, everything you see is an artwork. So that's what we call immersive artwork. It's a new type. And also, this is not a good example, but I'm pretty sure you guys heard of Van Gogh's immersive like projection art, right? It's not the best example of doing art, but they do make tons of money by doing this, leveraging Van Gogh's IP. So those what we call is immersive art. So also I want to be very straightforward here about something corporate will say no. If you're doing something political controversial, you have like very strong statement. little bit of controversial or like political sensitive, or like figure painting, social topic, many corporate will say no, unfortunately, because the reason is because they're running a company, they have their own branding, even legal consideration, right? So we used to talk with a client, we have a lot of artwork is more about supporting Black Lives Matters, and we really love it. And I mean, our client love it as well, but they say, hey, Patty, we can't do that. Even though they a big supporter for Black Lives Matters campaign. However, if they put some artwork permanent, they might go a lawsuit from, their consumers. Of course, as a corporate, they want to be cautious, and no one like, handling with the lawsuit. So that's why they will say no, and don't take it personal if the corporate to say no. And I mean, many artists got very famous. They do like political, controversial. They just, street artists, right? Like Banksy. No one knows who this person is, and he paint a lot of things in random places, and cannot be illegally as well. So if that's the route, then corporate art market might not the right route path for you. So now we finally are going to touch how to sell. So first of all, if you really want to sell to the corporate, after hearing all those, and why we spend so much time talking about who is buying and what they are buying, because we want you to take the reflection to decide, okay, whether that industry is really right for me. Do I have the right product, the right art that corporate is looking for, right? If you are having a lot of like really dark artwork, probably hospital is really not the right place you want to go, even hospital is buying artwork, right? So you need to think about which industry, what kind of companies you want to target, and also figure out the right person to connect with and do the networking. The second step is you need to have a professional portfolio. Even you probably have a friend, let's say you have a friend working in Chanel, and this person is in very senior position, and he or she really want to help you with. So you kind of knock the door, but still you need a very professional portfolio, because it's not only for corporates, they're making decision, it's not emotional, it's more logical. You want to show what you have done, your website, your Instagram, to show your professional artist rather than someone, out of nowhere. Okay. And if you have images, make sure everything looks very professional. You use the decent camera. If you use iPhone, try, crop it or Photoshop a little bit if you have to, or even use the more expensive solution, which is doing the screening of the image. So you need to have a resume as well, because all the corporate want to connect their name with another famous person, right? So when you present yourself, you want to say you are successful like artists, and you should be lucky to have your work now before you hit something even bigger, So that's kind of the pitch, the angle you want to have. And we have seen a lot of creative pitch or portfolio before as well. We even have like video version statement, be creative. That's what you guys are most good at. Then you also have the portfolio ready. Now it's the time to prepare your pitch, right? So you usually in the format the pitch should be PDF or PPT, the PowerPoint, and you need to have a pitch. You shouldn't say, your pitch shouldn't is like, oh, my artwork are beautiful, I think you should buy them. Okay, that's not pitch. And your pitch should be really curated for their business and research their brand. Let's say we have a brand, recently we collaborate with a textile brand, which they care a lot about sustainability, because fashion industry have a lot of waste, and media is not giving them a good time, right? So that's why they want to change their brand image to say they are doing like more sustainable efforts as well. And when we approach to them, like we say, hey, this artwork is not only beautiful, it's created by sustainable process, and all the materials is sustainable, it's collected by, and it's environmental friendly. So you cannot have this curated like page tailoring to their what they want. And since you're showing your artwork, we are in the visual art business, so everything you're showing should be beautiful. And the thing we usually like to do is we look at luxury brands like, Hermes, Louis Vuitton. How do they do the design? We probably just copy and learn the designs there because we want everything to look premium and looks very nice. And also speak in the language of business. And they usually will think about like, okay, how much it will cost. Their question will be very straightforward. And also, how long will you finish that? Is there any support need from us to install the artwork? You need to have all those like questions being answered. And also, if you can highlight ROI. If let's say your art price increased dramatically in the past few years, you can also in your pitch, you can say, hey, it's a good investment for your company now as well, because my price increased like 50% in the past 3 years. If you buy my artwork now, potentially you will get financial return, right, for getting my artwork early. So for the companies, because I worked for Fortune 500 company as management team before, so there are only several things they can: branding, traffic, revenue. And you need to show why your art can help with that. Okay. And then after all those, now is the time you can reach out and connect. If you can have someone to give you the warm introduction, you have friends working in Deloitte Art Foundation, then you should ask your friend to make that introduction. And or you can do like cold call as well. You never know, right? Don't be shy. And also you can partner with other folks in the art industry, and you can go to those meetups, conference to meet new connections as well. So you can talk with a lot of person, but your ending goal is you want to talk with a key decision maker. As we kind of highlight, the biggest challenge in corporate art market is to find that key decision maker, because it might be very, very different in each company. So then when you handle the discussions, there are several like tips I want to share. If someone reply to you, right, they say, oh yeah, Vivian, we want to support you. Your art looks amazing. We are more than happy to discuss what we can do together. Then you should request a meeting like either this week or next week. You should have this follow up. And also, sometimes people say, oh, it's not the right time. Currently, our company don't have this budget to buy the artwork. I mean, you don't just walk away, because you prepared so much to just get access to that person, to that decision maker. They don't have the budget this year. They might have budget next year, or their new project, new buildings. So you want them to keep in your mail list, keep progress and your new work, right, to share with them. And also, you should be open to customization, take care of the logistics, like shipping, packaging, installation, all those stuff. If you have to, you can also offer, right? If it's a commission work, you can prepare some sketches and show the process of your creation, because most people could not. Visual is very important too, and the language, and most people probably are not thinking the same thing when you describe your idea, right? So drawing can be your best friend. Yeah. And also, if you finally hear something, remember to sign agreement. Okay. Remember to if you don't have the agreement, you can ask your client to get a template for both of you. By the way, you can find a lot of templates in Revit system as well, which is free. We hire attorneys to draft those for the artist. So also you need to act quick. If you sign agreement, you want to postpone like forever. Sometimes it will not happen. So you want to close your deal as soon as possible. And try to deliver your work in time. Don't overdo. It will give you bad reputation if you do that, and communicating in advance if there really something changes, right? Probably something happened to your life or some materials is missing. You need a bit more time to finish your artwork. Yeah, it's never break the agreement. It happened to Revit. We spent 5 months landing a client for artist, and then the artist went through some emotion turbulence and broke the deal. You kind of harm the spirit of doing business. So try not to do that because it will leave you like very bad stigma after. Yeah. Document and the collaboration as well. Take pictures, ask for PR press. Usually a lot of companies are willing to do that. Make sure to update the sales in your resume, right? Especially if you connect your name with big companies. And you can also ask for a testimonial of the client, who really love your art. And then you can promote this kind of news among your audience. The truth is landing the first client is the most difficult. And then if you've done something, let's say if you've done something with Stanford Hospital, another hospital, Kaizen Hospital, probably they saw that, right? They probably want to do the similar thing with the same artist. So that's why the first one is always the most difficult. The followers, if you document, you market in the right way, it will be much easier. Maintain the relationship, and it's not a one-time like collaborations. They might move to another company. They might introduce you to their friends. So what we do in the past, like every year in Thanksgiving or Christmas, we send like greeting card, right? Kind of add a little bit personal touch. So people, like when they think about purchasing another thing, like they treat us as a friend. And of course, you want to share your art and progress with them as well. So the truth is, in the beginning, it's really hard. So especially if you don't have followers, big followers or portfolio, you need to find your unique selling point. And let's say if your target is to work with Louis Vuitton, we do have a lot of artists who told us to say, hey, Patty, I want to work with Louis Vuitton. I said, first of all, I can't connect you to Louis Vuitton at this time, even though I know people there. But I will tell you how to do that in the next 5 years, to work your resume step by step to that the dream project you want to do. And corporate might be slow, so don't be discouraged because they have a lot of things happening in the corporation. They might be busy, and probably they need to seek for approval of the budget from their bosses, and so that's why it takes much longer to land a client there. But it's possible, and definitely need a lot of marketing and also sales efforts inside. Yeah, so we will encourage you, if you think you have big markets there, you should do that. And another is, in the beginning, if you don't have anything on your resume, if you want to get a deal, a project with Louis Vuitton, then you should collaborate with a fashion brand first, right? Fashion brand, you don't need to go to the Lululemon, all those big names. It's very hard to capture their attention. They were also, think about how many people will pitch to them every day. Okay, so you probably want to work with some like startup, small company, local stores, and let's have some portfolio, like some nice pictures get going, or small projects. And also, another thing you can do is, because these days social media become very important, digital marketing become very important for those companies as well. So if you have big followers, especially your growth rate is like kind of spike in the past 3 months or something like that, usually a lot of digital marketing manager might approach to you for collaboration as well. So some partners in the process, we're running out of time, so I will make it very quick. You can have like studio assistant help you, galleries can help you with that as well. Some galleries, they do those corporate sales project. Some art dealers, right, they're not necessary to run galleries, but they know clients, so they cap sale as well. Agents, consultants, interior designers, marketing firms, collectors, even your collectors, right? Just because some of your collectors, they probably work in big company or they're very successful in the business world. Let them know you want to enter into the hospital. You want some help from them because they bought your artwork. Of course, they want you to be successful. So we also have a support program. So we do have a list of those clients we partner with and some new clients we keep like talking to. So we do have a lookbook and some like featuring and like referrals. Sometimes we do open call as well. So make sure you update your showcase and artworks for potential clients if you are already relevant artists. If you are not, welcome to talk with us and to figure out how to collaborate together. And we also have like other support program to help you with that, and also like personal career development. As I mentioned, if you want to work with Louis Vuitton, apparently it might be it's kind of very, very hard right now. If you are just a nobody, if you only have like 1,000 followers on Instagram, I would be very straightforward. But there is a way to work there and we were happy with that as well. And we were happy to curate your pitch deck as well, and also other business development service. So we do want to have like at least 1 or 2 questions. At the same time, Vivian already put in the chat about our program. We do offer one-time free art consultation for our artists. Feel free to book a time if you want to talk about specific your career goal. Yeah, so any questions while I'm reading the chat here? Yes, Crystal mentioned, shared, like, thanks for sharing that with us. Yes, so visual language is your secret power. Rather than to say, hey, I want to have this beautiful art covering the whole building, do some Photoshop or some like examples and share your inspiration, get them excited. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for nice words. Thank you, guys. Yeah, so if we don't have any questions, or if you have more personal question, want to talk with us individually, what is our G-Clay print business? Yeah, we do help artists to set up a G-Clay prints business. We give like very thorough guideline. We have some vendor recommendation as well, and we connect with some national home decoration company to help you sell. So that is how we help with the G-Clay print business. If you want to learn more, feel free to drop me an email and or schedule a meeting with us. Okay, and thanks for everyone joining us. And next week we have a workshop. So please join us if you want to get more practice on your stories and a statement. Yeah. Thank you, guys. See you next time. Bye.